or you're unsure about anything I've said, you do want to watch it back, it will be recorded, and it will be up on the Louth YouTube page. So I think Carol's going to start recording it now. So if you want to drop out, feel free to do so. Okay, so tonight we're going to be looking at not going to be like me putting up a load of activity drills. So what I'm going to look at is why goalies make it to the top. So what I did do was, hang on 2 seconds, I'm just reading Carl. Carl, you want to jump in there for a second?
Yeah, you just fixing the mic crutch?
Yeah, just give me a check. Can everybody hear me okay? Just give me a thumbs up, or does anyone have any problems? Just put it on the message group there, because I'm just looking at the message group in front of me. If anyone has any problems, just let me know. The internet wouldn't be great out here in Mount Device. All the family was sent away for a nice walk, so there's no PlayStation or anything on, so it mightn't be too bad. Hang on, I'll try and take the headphones off. See if it's any better. Can you hear me any better now?
Way better now.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Sorry, it must have been the headphones I'd on. Yeah, so so tonight we're going to be looking at there is I've done a bit of research before tonight. I sent out a link to the inter-county goalkeepers to fill in just a little questionnaire, just to get a bit of information about how they actually got to be playing inter-county football with their county team, obviously. Some interesting points did come up in it, some stuff that you would expect, because when I read it back myself, I kind of expected some of the answers, but it's great to see it down on paper, and I'll discuss a bit of that later on, and I'm going to bring in how an ordinary coach can look at a goalkeeper rather than looking in fear, going, "Jesus, I don't know what I'm going to do with the goalkeeper in my club team." I'm going to try and help you understand what is the makeup of a goalkeeper and how you can actually coach the goalkeeper itself. All right, and the last bit is realistically how to challenge a goalie, because a lot of times in my career when I've been training and I've been just putting nets for a shooting drill for the outfielders, and maybe 80-90% of the shots go over the bar. So I could be standing there for 15-20 minutes and might only have 2 shots to save. That isn't challenging a goalkeeper to be the best they can be. Okay, so I'm just going to touch into a little bit of that as well. Okay, so a lot of the stuff I do will be fairly interactive, so I will want you to throw in your answers into the message group as well. Okay, just a reminder as well, folks, just make sure your mics are off, because it interferes with the running of the presentation. Okay. Okay, just a little quiz to get started off. Okay, so I'm looking for you to throw your answers into the message group, okay, as it comes up. So as I said, I've done a questionnaire with 30 inter-county goalkeepers. Okay, and what I asked them in the first question was, what age did you start playing as a goalie? Okay, so what I'm looking for you to do is throw into the text box how many of them started as a goalie, out-and-out goalie, didn't play outfield at all. How many of them started being a goalkeeper at under 12, under 14, under 16, under 18, or under 21? Okay, so majority rules. Do you think the majority of them started playing at under 14? And if so, put in under 14 into the message group. I'll give you maybe 20 or 30 seconds to throw in your answers. Okay, so if you think the majority went with under 12, put in under 12 into the message group. Yeah, Mavon has under 12. So these are 30 current inter-county goalkeepers. What age did they start playing in goals in GAA? 12, 16, 16, 14. I'll give it another 5 or 6 seconds if you want to throw it in. Okay. So there's your first answer. Under 16, the majority of them started playing as a goalkeeper. Now, I'd ask the question there, is that when they realised they were an actual goalkeeper? Or is that a case of that was the first time they played in goals? Okay. Next one. What other sports do you think they played as a teenager? Majority again, do you think the majority of them played soccer? Do you think the majority of them played basketball? Or you think the majority of them played hurling? Throw your messages into the WhatsApp group there. Or the message group, sorry. Okay, overwhelming. I think it's coming through as soccer. Okay, we'll give it a try. Yeah. 24 of them. 24 of them played the soccer. 24 of them played the soccer. All right, only 2 played basketball and 4 played hurling. Next question. I asked them at the end, what do they feel the most important attribute for a young goalie is? Okay, majority rules again. Do you think it's handling, kicking, footwork, diving, decision making, and ball skills? Throw your answers into the message group. I asked my father this question earlier on, and he said he was a bit old school, so he went with handling. Decision making, handling, kind of a bit of an even split. Brendan says all. Yeah, kicking. I think he's have a bit of an even split on that one. I'll leave another 5 seconds if you want to throw it in. And this one here is a personal opinion. Okay, so for myself, I'd be looking at decision making and ball skills, the 2 on the far right. Okay, but here's their answers. Okay, 11 of them went with kicking as the most important for a young goalie to practice. Okay, 7 of them decision making and ball skills number 3. What I meant by ball skills is what a standard GAA player needs. Be able to solo on the move, catch, hand pass, kick, all the basic moves of a standard goalkeeper. Okay, this is the one that jumped out for me. Did you ever receive goalie coaching in your local GAA club as a young player? Okay, I asked them to answer yes, no, or they got coaching or goalie coaching in with their local soccer team. Okay, so throw your answers in and see what you think. The majority of them say yeah, they did receive Gaelic coaching or goalie coaching in their club as a youngster. Did the majority of them say no, or did the majority of them get goalie coaching from their local soccer club? No, soccer. A lot of no's. Few soccers. Leave it for another 5 or 6 seconds. Okay. So 18 of them never got any goalie coaching at all as a young player. Alright, 2 of them did, and 13 of them went to their soccer club and would have got coaching there. Okay, that's a big stat to jump out at you. As I said, you might already know this. I'm sure you do already know if you're involved with your local club, but 18 of the top inter-county goalkeepers at the minute never receive coaching underage from their club. Okay. All right. So that was a little bit of fun at the start. Okay, I'm going to break down the goalie into 6 points to help focus a beginner coach to maybe understand the goalie a little bit better than they do. All right. So this is what I come up with. Okay, so I'm sure you're familiar with the O2 model. It's part of the foundation, and it's part of the level 1 coaching badges. All right, and it breaks the player down into 6 parts. So on these 6 parts, what they're looking at is first one is technical proficiency. All right, so technical proficiency is the ability to perform goalie techniques accurately, consistently, and at match tempo. Okay, I'll break them down a little bit more in the next slides, okay? If you have any questions at all, throw them into the message group as I go. I will be able to see them and I'll get back to you straight away. The next bit, the tactical prowess. The ability to understand in-game scenarios and produce the correct technical skill. All right. Team play, the ability to perform and make right decisions from set plays in the game. Playing facts, the ability to process in-game facts and relay through communication or technical skills. Psychological focus, the ability to stay in the here and now and not allow the focus to leave under pressure. Okay, obviously that's going to be a big one with goalkeepers nowadays. And physical fitness, to be able to perform movements in a defensive position and execute them powerfully. All right, so I'm going to break them down a little bit more, okay? Okay, so technical proficiency. All right, so very simple, your kick out technique. All right, so where you plant your foot beside the ball, how you follow through, basically how you run up and kick a ball is your kicking technique. Okay, so that can be the most basic form, as in kicking the ball against the wall. That could go into really breaking it down and showing the player how close their foot is to the ball on contact. Maybe that's why they're mishitting the ball. Maybe they're leaning back too far. Okay, so you can go from one end of the scale to the other with the kick out technique, and it works with everything else. Okay, so your technical proficiency is your basic movement in the game. All right, so kicking technique, your diving technique, your handling. Okay, to go back to the simple thing we're all taught as kids, the W shape in your hands where your two thumbs join. All right, fingers spread. Okay, that's handling technique. Okay, can you, as a basic coach, show a player how to do that efficiently? Of course you can. Of course you can. We all do it. Okay. Catching technique, same thing. Basic GAA techniques. Okay. Any coach can do this. All right. So what I'm trying to get at is when your local team is training and your goalkeeper is down one end by himself for 20-25 minutes kicking the ball over and back, it doesn't do it justice. Okay, because any coach, any parent can work on these. Really, really simple stuff. Okay, next one, tactical prowess. Okay, making a decision to come for a high ball in the game, not hesitating. Okay, not hesitating, deciding early that this is the right time for me to come and claim a high ball. All right. Number two, shot drop short scenario. Okay, so we see it loads of times in games where a shot is taken, it's dropped under the crossbar into the goalkeeper's hands. All right, now the goalie must make a decision, an in-game decision. Does he lay it off to a defender coming looking for it off him? Or does he see a counter-attack further down in the field that he might decide he wants to kick past the ball? Okay, so all them there are kick passing, basic technique. Okay, catching the ball, basic technique. Okay, can you create a scenario in your training that maybe the goalkeeper has two choices in a game? Of course you can. A 6-on-6 backs versus forward scenario. Maybe 2 or 3 times the ball might drop short. Now the keeper has to make a decision. All right, does he take the easy option and give a simple pass to the defender, or does the coach go up to him and say, well, if you see that long kick pass on, try it. Let's see if it works. And maybe notify the players in the game that if goalie does take it short in his arms, let's encourage the players to look for these sort of things, because let's call a spade a spade. The best goalies around at the minute, Rory Began, Niall Morgan, Stephen Cluxton, all these boys, they start counter-attacks. Okay, the team are aware of what's happening and they're aware of what's happening. But that all comes back to encouraging players, young players in training, to practice these things. Practice the kick pass like any ordinary outfield player. Okay, you as a coach can incorporate your goalkeepers in simple kick passing drills. All right. Your 2v1, another scenario I come up against a lot in training myself that even a lot of defenders don't understand. Okay, so a 2v1, the goalkeeper or the defenders in the middle, one forward has the ball out to one side of the defender, the spare forward is out to the other side of the defender. Okay, so what happens is your defender tends to stay in the middle, unsure about what to do. Your goalkeeper tends to stay in the line, unsure what to do. Either the shot comes in or it's passed across the goal and it's palmed into the net. You ask, how can a goalie practice that? All right. What I like to do is I like to tell the defender, go to the ball. Go to the ball. Because if the defender goes to the ball, I know 9 times out of 10 that shot isn't going to go past the defender. The defender's going to get a block on it, or else he's going to rush the player that's on the ball to give what? The hand pass across the goal. Now I'm back in control of the game. I'm waiting for that hand pass, and as soon as that hand pass comes, I'm out to smother it down. I have just taken control back of this environment. All right. How do you practice that? You practice that by going out and putting your defenders, your forwards, and your goalkeepers in that environment. Very simple drill. I see it loads of times, but it just seems to be let play through. Can you go in? Can you intervene and speak to the goalkeeper? Right? How we have no control of what's happening here. The forward does. But how do we get control back? We get control back by rushing the decision of the forward. All right, but trying to read what's happening as it goes. Okay, so this is what tactical prowess is. There's loads of different examples of this, but I'm just giving you a few short ideas to help you understand what tactical prowess is for a goalkeeper. As I said, any questions, throw them in as I go. Okay, team play. Team play. Okay, so team play. Kick out activity where the goalie has multiple options. Okay, so that's a simple drill. If you have 2 or 3 goalkeepers there, which are some injured players, you can challenge the goalkeeper. Challenge the goalkeeper to kick different directions. All right, maybe throw in, how could you bring it into a normal training session? If you have 3 in your full back line, your goalkeeper has the ball in the cone, put 2 forwards in the middle of them. All right, make the goalkeeper try and make the right decision. Okay, he's going to have one option free if the 2 forwards move around. You're challenging him to make the decision as it's happening. Number 2, can we challenge the goalie to see a weakness and call a set play kick out? Okay, so let's say I'm playing against a team that now all of a sudden has, after making 2 subs, and both their midfielders are under 5'11" and both their midfielders are 6'7". Okay, can he see this in game? Can he all of a sudden go from his kick out technique or what his team is looking for, short, all of a sudden he realizes, hang on a minute, we have an advantage 60 yards down the field. Okay, how do you practice that? Can you show him videos? Can you bring him to games? Can you ask him questions? The best form of this is asking questions to your goalkeeper. You might understand it, but does he see it? Okay, these are very hard things to replicate in training, but you can encourage them to watch videos, watch games, and when you're there with them, maybe go behind the goals. And instead of telling them, Johnny's winning all the kickouts out on the right-hand side, maybe go around at the back of the goals and say to them, who do you think's winning all the kickouts for us? All right, see if you can tease them answers out of them, because a lot of goalkeeping comes down to what goes on between the 2 ears, the top 6 inches. Okay, if they can become smart in goals, knowing when to do it simple, knowing when to follow instructions, it makes everything so much easier for them, and it will build their confidence. Okay, so what I will say to the average coach, and when I say an average coach, I mean one coach over an under 14 team that's there by themselves, that has to worry about the 15 or 18 and 19 outfield players they have. Take an opportunity in a game to walk behind the goals. Ask your goalie 2 questions. Let's tease the answers. Let's tease the thinking process in your goalkeeper. All right. Number 3 of team play, can our goalie command the area for sideline balls or 45s, move players around and control the outcome? Okay, so for my own club team, I have a midfielder that's absolutely excellent at feeling the ball. So if there's a 45 coming, he comes in beside me. Am I going to start jumping across him? No, I'm not. All right, when he comes in, I make it very clear that he's the one that's jumping. I'm the one that's standing on the line, and everybody else knows that my defenders in front of me box out the forwards, so they're not jumping in the top of him. And 9 times out of 10, nearly 10 times out of 10, he will catch every single one of them. And if he doesn't, I'm standing behind him. Okay, these are all questions we can ask of our goalkeepers in training and in games. Can we replicate that in a game? Of course we can. It's a team play scenario. Can we set up a free kick in training? Do free kicks happen in training? Of course they do. Pause the game for 5 seconds. Tell your goalkeeper, right, how are you going to control this scenario here? Is there anybody in this area that's better at catching the ball than you? If there is, talk him through it. Talk him through it. Give him the information he needs as a young goalkeeper. Okay, playing facts, really simple, just stats of the game. Okay, can we question our goalies to make them think about scenarios during the game? Just like I said, can we walk behind the goals and ask them a question rather than telling them the answer by creating him thinking? Can we create that scenario in training? Of course we can. It happens all the time. It's up to us as coaches to spot these and help them. Number 2, can we show them videos and ask them their thoughts? Of course we can. The amount of players that watch YouTube, the amount of players that go to games, the amount of players that are in games, that are in training, of course we can. It's all about questioning, okay? Question them, all right? Can we train the goalie to learn positioning? Of course you can. And just on that position, what I mean is you'll see it, actually don't think I have that video in it, but if you could imagine a player coming down the right hand side of the field and playing a long cross field ball, okay? You as a goalie, can you see the outside space? Can you see where the player that's on the ball wants to play it before he does it? Is he going to kick it into a dead end corner? No, of course he's not. He's going to try and kick it into the scoring zone. Can you question your goalie? Can you encourage your goalie to maybe play 5 yards off his line instead of standing on his line? That if he is 5 or 6 yards off his line and all of a sudden that's a bad pass that goes in, all of a sudden he's only 3 or 4 yards away from the ball, can he intercept it? Of course he can, because he started in the right position. But that comes with a coach talking to the goalie. It comes from the full back talking to the goalie. It comes from watching the best play the game. All right, you've got to encourage the goalie to be expressive, to learn. Okay, physical fitness, very basic. We know what physical fitness is. What I will ask you is, does our goalies need to be in peak physical condition? Do they need to be running up and down the field like athletes? Do they need to physically bully a full forward? No, they don't. Okay, look at the Donegal keeper. I can't think of his name. Was Louth or Durkin? Durkin played in nets, the big beard on him. He was not a specimen of a man, but he was really efficient about being a goalkeeper. Really efficient. Okay, what areas do they need to be strong? All right. Another scenario, if you're playing the balls down the other end of the field and all of a sudden your goalkeeper standing on the edge of the D, and then all of a sudden the counter attack happens, and they have to get out and get involved in gameplay. Do they have to be strong? Of course they do. They have to have strong arms. Okay, they need to be able to take bumps. All right, but do they need to have a six-pack? No. Do they need to have a massive aerobic fitness? No. No, they don't. Okay, as long as they understand the game they play and as long as they understand the game they're good at, we're on the right path. All right, psychological focus, absolutely massive in young goalkeepers and adult goalkeepers, because failure does happen in games. Bad kick out, drop ball, poor hand pass, poor save. Okay, are they mentally prepared for this? If they make a mistake in the game, are they going to completely crumble? If they make a mistake in the game and all of a sudden their full back gives out to them or the full forward laughs at them, are they going to crumble? Are they going to crumble? 90-95% of them will, especially at a young age. Okay, but if they have backing from the defenders, if they have backing from their coach, from their parents, from supporters, whoever's there with them, I guarantee it will go a long way to helping this person to deal with making a mistake in the game. Can you give them a clap in the back and say, right, let's go, we'll move on from this? Okay, can you put them under pressure in training? Let's say from a kick out. Put him under serious pressure in the game. All right, let's say he fails. Okay, you walk over, slap in the back. All right, don't worry about it. We've prepared for this. We know what we have to do next. Then we're going to fall back onto our technical efficiency. Okay, go back to what's good, back to what you know. Simple kick out, focus on your steps, focus on the strike. Or if it's a high ball, get your head behind the ball, get the W shape in your hands. Be decisive about what you're doing. These are all little snippets that we need to repeat to our goalies, that if it is a mistake that happens, so be it. So be it. Okay. Number 3, how can they learn to stay in the now? Okay, just like what I said, if they kick a ball out over the sideline, how do they understand how to stay in the now if we do not teach them? Pete McGrath said it when he was a Louth coach. Always said, he said it a million times, you got to, as a player in Gaelic football, say to yourself, what is the most important thing now? 5 minutes into the game, that could be different. 10 minutes, 15, 25 minutes into the game, that could change as you go. But when something bad happens to you in a game, be it a goal, be it a point, be it a mistake, be it a booking, you have to ask yourself as a player, what is important now? Okay, if it's a kick out, the most important thing for me is that I get it out the field. It could be the most important thing now for me is to get to a player. It could be get 60 yards down the field. Okay, these are little things that you have to ask your goalkeepers. How can they learn to stay in the now? What is most important now? Okay, so I'm just going to go back slightly to the framework at the start, just to go through it one more time. Okay, so we're after going through all them points. All these little pizza slices feed in to make the perfect goalkeeper. If I took technical proficiency out and didn't coach it, we're going to have a problem. You're not going to develop the right player. If you take psychological focus out and ignore it, you're not going to get the right player. So as coaches, be it speaking to them, be it coaching them, being friendly with them, be it challenging them, all these areas we have to hit, especially for goalkeepers and outfielders too. This is everybody. Every player that you see play the game fits on the wheel. Okay, fits on the framework. Okay, I'm going to move on because of a couple of interactive things. Okay, that was the boring bit over. Okay, this here is part of my questionnaire with the 30 inter-county goalies. Okay, I asked them, how did you decide to be a goalie? Okay, and it was an interesting turnout. Okay, so this is the Galway goalie. Oh, sorry, the Westmeath goalie, Jason Daly. Okay, he said to me, the junior team had no goalie, so they put me in goals. And I'd like you to think, as I'm reading these out here, how often have you seen this scenario in your own club or people you know? Okay, Mark Donlan from Kildare, the junior team put me in no goalie. Niall Morgan from Tyrone got me started on teams that I was very young. For example, under team was starting at under 16. So the under 16s didn't have a goalie and they brought young Niall Morgan up to play with the under 16s. Okay, Shane Ryan from Kerry. It's a weird one, really. I always played outfield with my club and still do. I played soccer underage with the local team and they had me playing in goal. As a result, I ended up playing in goal with Kerry under 14 and I've played there ever since. Graham Brody from Lynch, you might know, seeing Graham play, be a lad that would take the ball out a lot from his goals and almost play as an outfielder. Graham says, didn't think I would be good enough to play outfield for Lynch. Had experience playing the odd soccer game in goals, so I got put in goals. One day I was encouraged to carry the ball out because I was comfortable on the ball, so I actually enjoyed playing there and just stayed there. So Graham had that experience maybe later on in his development. One day he was encouraged, he felt comfortable and he really enjoyed it and he stayed there. Okay, did Graham get the opportunity as a young kid? No. Was he putting goals? Probably not. Okay, he found out later on and he's one of the best in the game as we speak. Okay, Rory Bagan, we know Rory Bagan, Monaghan. I played in goals for soccer and was thrown in at under 14. Look at the word he used, thrown in at under 14. Okay, he didn't decide himself he was going to be in goals, he was just put in at under 14. Mix between playing outfield and goals up until minor and then stuck with goals as I really started to enjoy it. Once again, a lad that came on late in his career and really enjoyed it and was on the county minor panel. Armagh got asked to play nets in a rival game. Other keeper was injured and I saved the penalty and decided I wanted to stay in nets. One positive experience and Blaine stayed in goals. Okay. Once again, an injury. Did they have a backup? No. Oh, we put that young fella in goals, and all of a sudden now he's the Armagh goalie, one of the best in Ireland. I think he was on the compromised rules team the last time they were away in Australia. Paddy Collum, Longford. For me, it was an injury, and I stepped in, and from there on, I've enjoyed my progress over the years. Okay, another injury to a goalkeeper. Who else we put in? Paddy, in you go, and all of a sudden he enjoyed himself. Okay, once again, a late experience. Maybe this was the first time they all came across Gaelic goalkeeping. Maybe they were just outfielders and they never had a chance to play in goals. David Clark from Mayo. multiple All-Ireland finals. Seemed to be drawn to it at the age of 9 after playing a few games outfield. So maybe he didn't decide outfield was for him. Got drawn to it at the age of 9, which is quite young. Peter Schmeichel grabbed my attention. Okay, so he had a role model from very early days. Evan Comerford, Tipperary. This is a good story, this one, and I'd encourage you to look into this one a little bit more. Played in goal for soccer at the top level. Had the same manager for football and soccer at the time. When I was a minor, he played me in goal. Won an All-Ireland that year with Tip in goal, so it wasn't too bad. So I think it was around 2010 Tipperary won the minor All-Ireland. All right, Evan was a top-class soccer goalkeeper underage the whole way up. And I think I could be wrong, but his first year in goals GAA, they won the All-Ireland. He would have won it with Michael Quinlivan. They bet the Dubs that day. Serious game of football. It's on YouTube. I watched it the other day. Okay, another experience late on. Okay, Luke Hagnans from Louth was an outfielder, a very good outfielder. Injuries prevented him from playing outfield, so he went in goals very late in his career, and now he's up at the Louth team at the minute. Okay, Marcus Brennan from Meath. I played in goals while playing soccer. Ended up playing in goals for the Meath Minors. Another late experience. Evan Comerford from Dublin. I was a soccer goalkeeper, and our regular keeper was missing for a club GA game and haven't played outfield since. Okay, once again, another late developer. Okay, so there's your results there in front of you. Okay, a lot of these goalkeepers had late experiences. Okay, so what I'm trying to make very clear here is that goalkeepers have got to the top more or less by themselves. Okay, that if we put a little bit more work into working with them in our club underage levels, think of the results we could possibly have. Okay, so the soccer seems to have their act together. That 35% of these guys have got soccer goalkeeping coaching underage. Okay, 10% of them went in goals because of a role model, be it a father used to be in goals, or Peter Schmeichel would say with David Clark. 28% of them, they only went in goals because the team hadn't got a goalkeeper. Okay, damn, 28% are now playing intercounty football. All right, 21% of them was out of age, so the under 16 team didn't have a goalkeeper. Let's go. Oh wait, we've won it under 14. He'll come up and play for us. And 3% of them went in net because of an injury. Okay, just a couple of interesting points on it. Okay, I know I didn't want to bore you too much, but I just thought they were interesting myself when I was reading back on them. Okay, so as a coach of the team, how do you look after the goalie from your team? Okay, so as I said, you might be one coach on your own coaching a team of under 14. How can you juggle and balance and think about the goalkeeper as well as all the other outfield players? Okay, just a couple of points to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so one, warm up. Okay, allow them to mix it up. Okay, encourage them to create their own warm up, because if you're on your own, they're going to might have to do it before a game. Encourage them, challenge them, walk up and ask them, I want you to show me a new drill at the start of training next week. Okay, go out 5 minutes earlier. All right. Oh yeah, maybe you can do that in the warm up there by yourself, or warm them up with the team. Warm them up with the team. They have to learn how to have good handling, good ball skills, good communication with the outfield players. The outfield players have to feel comfortable when the goalkeeper has the ball. So it's massively important for the goalkeeper to be good on the ball. Okay? So there's one way. Encourage them to have their own warm-up. Challenge them. Okay, can you show me a warm-up activity that works on your footwork? Okay, I'll look at you next week at training and we'll practice it. Okay, encourage them to self-learn. Number 2, session structure. Can we challenge them in your normal session? So when you're planning out your session, okay, you got to look, okay, where can I use my goalkeeper in this? Okay, there's nothing worse as a goalkeeper when, as I said at the start of this, you are in goals and all of a sudden you're in there for 20 minutes and you might only see the ball once, just fulfilling a purpose so the outfielders can take a couple of shots. Okay, wasting your time. Waste your time. You're not challenging the goalkeeper there. He will never improve if that's the way the sessions are. So even if he has to step out for 15 minutes to work on footwork, to work on ladders, to work on kicking the ball with both feet, with a parent maybe. Okay, I know a lot of teams don't have a goalie coach. Okay, can you get a parent standing from the other side of the wall to catch a ball and throw it back while your goalkeeper kicks with his left foot and his right foot and his left foot and his right foot, or maybe catches a few high balls. 15 minutes isn't a long time. Of course a parent can do that. Of course a parent can do that and help you out. No problem. Could an injured player do it? Of course he could. Okay, so these are little things that you can help. I am not saying go and completely ignore your outfielder players and work only on your goalkeeper. I'm just giving you a few slight ideas about how to challenge your goalkeeper at an underage level. Okay, don't let him drift through until 18 or 19 before he realizes that he is actually a goalkeeper. Okay, challenge them early. Put different people in goals. Okay, challenge them. Number 3, once again, encourage self-coaching, as I mentioned. Encourage them to look up drills by themselves. Encourage them to take a chance. Encourage them to carry the ball out. Encourage them to make the right decision. Back them, because I promise you at a young age, if young goalkeepers feel they're failing all the time, they will never grow to what you want them to be or what they want to be. Okay, even if it's the worst mistake in the world. Okay, you got to take them in the chin. You got to walk up, put your arm around them, say, unlucky, next time. Okay, then you got to look at yourself and say, well, why did he drop that ball into the net? Why is he constantly kicking the ball to the opposition players? Okay, these are all things you have to look at. How can you improve and challenge this player? The same way you do every other player in the team. You find ways of challenging them. That's what coaches do. Okay, as I said 2 minutes ago, use the parents, get them involved. And then on top of it, ask coaching officers for external help. Okay, what I mean by external help is the likes of myself. Okay, my job is a GDA. I'm supposed to go around helping clubs coach. Okay, there's no reason why you can't pick up your phone to your coaching officer and say, look, my goalkeeper's struggling at the minute. Can we get a little external help to come down and just give him a session, build his confidence back up, show him a few tips. Okay, little things like that is available for you to use. Okay, folks, that's all I have tonight. If you have any questions, you can throw them in on the message group there. See them. If you want to switch on your mic and have a quick chat, I'm here. I kept it to an hour, which is what I aim for. Yeah, so if you have any questions, I'm here. Throw the message in or switch on your mic. Thank you.